Good afternoon. Just walking out to the garden. Got a little bit of rain this afternoon. So I'm going to harvest some of our herbs, specifically the oregano, and going to dehydrate that, and probably going to get some lettuce and some other things to throw into the fridge and use for meals the rest of this week. Here's a little update. This is the herb bed. I have some squash leaves coming over. I need to get some of this oregano off the top, especially before it starts bolting. I didn't have very many herbs come up in this row, so I replanted with some parsley here, and now I forget what the other thing was that I planted over here. I'll think of it in a minute. Anyway, we have our sweet basil. I'm not going to harvest any of that yet. We have sage and our dill, which this is looking pretty good. Might have to thin that out a little bit. So here's the oregano. Just going to harvest a bit of this. Throw it in the dehydrator for making just oregano, or we can make an Italian blend once some other things start coming in. But yeah, here's our oregano. Got some, looks like broccoli is bolting over here. Unfortunately, I actually thought I thought I had planted radish here, and that's what I labeled it, but apparently it was broccoli, and now it's bolted. So I think I'm going to try and save the greens, maybe use some of the greens if they're not too bitter. Got a couple heads here that might end up being okay, but I'm not sure yet. Here is our lettuce bed. I really haven't had the butter crunch come up. I just had kale, and in this one I have a good amount of romaine. So I'm going to harvest some of this head back here, because it's almost ready. We harvested some the other day, and it's already growing back, which is good. So we're going to get some of that and use it for lettuce wraps this week, and I'm going to harvest some kale and going to go in and make kale chips. Something else I did yesterday, we have our 2 rows of corn. The sweet corn did really well. However, I had planted another, it's called early sun glow corn. That one hasn't done anything. So I think the seeds were not that great. We had that package for a while. So I replanted the sweet corn. I replanted a few rows over here, so that we can kind of get a longer growth period. So we'll harvest these, and then hopefully by that time the others will have started to grow at that point, and we can get 2 harvests of corn in. So there's a better angle of the corn that's currently growing, and then that side of the bed we have the second planting that I've done. Here's some of my other broccoli. I hope that this will do okay, but it's getting ready to be the hot season again. I'm afraid it might bolt as well, but we're just trying it. We have green beans, more green beans. I've trellised them. Instead of doing the string, I just trellised it. Actually, that one went on its own, and this one here in the middle, I might have to do a string and trellis it. I don't know if you can hear that. But I'm outside between storms and some pretty loud thunder in the background. I'll turn it around and show you the squash and cucumbers, and then our strawberry patch, and an update on the carrots. So here is the squash box. They're not getting quite as big as I thought. So this one's doing fairly well down here in the corner, but the rest of them haven't spread out as much, and the leaves are looking a little yellow. So I think I need to add a bit more fertilizer or compost to it, and spray with the plant spray that I have. Maybe some banana juice. We've been doing some of that, or banana water. Here's our strawberries. Looks like we got another one turning red. There's one over there. Got a few more that we can harvest. We haven't really gotten anything quite big enough for like making jam or anything, but this is just their first year, so that's okay. Here's our potatoes. They have grown really, really tall. I'm still in the process of trying to mound up some more. This is a work in progress. This is my first time doing these too, but I mean, they have taken over this box, and I only planted, I think, 7 or 8 potato seeds. So anxious to see how that's gonna turn out. Here are the carrots, and yes, they need thinned out probably again. They seem to be doing really well. My sunflowers, I'm excited for these, hoping they'll cast a little bit of shade over here, but if not, they'll be pretty. They bring in pollinators, and hopefully we can harvest the seeds. All sorts of tomatoes. I think all of the seeds took, and I was not expecting that, but that's okay. We'll can a lot of sauces and probably diced tomatoes and soup and things like that. I also found some pepper plants. I had planted peppers over here and then thought that maybe they didn't grow, but they're currently being overshadowed by the tomatoes. There was a couple hidden, and I had these all in very nice rows, but again, between probably birds and just the way that things grew, the seeds must have moved a little bit. Here's some more pepper plants down in here. So hopefully we can still get some peppers. I don't know how that's gonna go, but I planted some elsewhere as well, so it might just be a later harvest. But yeah, that is our garden update for now. Hopefully we can get some good harvests from it and be able to can a lot. Also, something really cool, my mother-in-law gave us more peach trees. We already have several, but these peach trees are, I think I'm saying this right, her great-grandmother's. They had kind of been passed down throughout the years, and so they did saplings from them, and she has given some to us. So I wanted to show you what those look like. We replanted those last night. So here is the little sapling. Now it'll take a while before they grow, but there's one. They put a little cage around it so the rabbits hopefully don't get it or anything else while it's growing. I'm gonna walk you to the other one. Here is the other little one. So hopefully she kind of staked them for us. I don't know if you can tell that little yellow tie. Hopefully those will do well. Show you some of our other peach tree progress. I'm hoping the lighting's not all that great. Hang on. I'm hoping that these will continue to get bigger in the next week or so. We're a little behind growth-wise where we were last year at this time, but you know, weather hasn't been all that cooperative, unfortunately. Here's the other peach tree. This one, I was so mad. It still seems to be growing them, but they're not. There's some big ones up there. That's a decent sized one. But I was mad. I don't know if you can see. Let's see. We came home like 2 weekends ago and we had a bad storm that the wind must have been so strong that it just cracked that. And then we lost another whole tree that we had over here. So I was really disappointed about that. But it looks like these peaches are still growing fairly well. There's some decent sized ones on there. Then our cherry tree is doing really well. We're almost there. We still have a little bit of yellow. We picked a few the other day, but it might have been a little too early for those. But it's kind of tricky trying to get them when they're ripe enough, but get them before the birds get them. I do have netting at the top though, so I think that deters them a little bit. But yeah, there's still quite a few more up here that have not even begun to turn. So hopefully we get a good harvest off of those as well. Walk you out to the back property. We have these pears that are coming in. This is the first time that this tree has produced. Not really even sure how well they were doing. I'm trying to... I thought it was called like an Asian pear. So they're smaller and a bit more round rather than the regular pear shape. See that storm coming in? Looks like we already got some rain out there coming. Here is our other cherry tree. We already picked off of this one. We probably got about 10 to 20 cherries off of it, but I was excited. Like, this one's never produced either, and it's looking pretty healthy for next year. And finally, we have the fig tree, which I need to take these dead ones, but the new growth on there. There's quite a few new ones, which is awesome. We've been babying the grapevines. Thought we lost them, but they look like they're coming back, which is good. Hopefully we can get some grapes off of those this year. So yeah, that is the start of our gardening harvest. This is the second official harvest probably that I've done. I've done some lettuces already. And like I said, a handful of strawberries here and there. Hopefully in the next week or so we can do peaches and cherries, and then I will try and do some videos on canning, whether it be jams or canning just for the peaches, like slicing them and canning them that way for storage. And then we'll probably wait a little bit longer on the potatoes. I really don't know how long those have. They flowered, and I was told that I could pick them right now, but they wouldn't be the biggest potential size. So I want to wait on those until the leaves turn yellow, but I'm not quite sure how long that will take. Anyway, and hopefully some of the squash will start flowering here within the next week or so, and we can do pollinating for those, hand pollination, kind of show how to do that again. And yeah, I think that's it. Hope you all have a good day.